Video for Mrs. Rushing's class. This video will give you an idea of what to expect in a flipped classroom. This may be new and exciting concept for some. If you have already been in a flipped classroom, you know the concept is the same, but looks a little different depending upon the teacher. In this class, you will learn more than you have ever before. Change can be scary. I can assure you if you try hard and ask for help when you need it, you will succeed. Before we talk about the flipped classroom, let's talk about homework. A very important part of a flipped classroom, or any classroom for that matter, nobody enjoys homework, but it's essential for your learning. Teachers use homework to determine whether or not you know what you are taught. But let's face it, homework can be frustrating. Have you ever gotten home and realized that you forgot your homework in your locker? Have you ever started a worksheet only to realize that you didn't remember what you were taught in class? Have you ever wished that you were given more time to work on a homework assignment in class? Do you learn best by watching something being done and then doing it yourself? Do you learn better when you can get help and discuss difficult lessons with your classmates? Do you wish that your teacher would be available to help you more often on your homework one-on-one? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you are going to greatly benefit from the flipped classroom. One of the best outcomes of the flipped classroom is that it makes doing your homework a whole lot less frustrating. In order to really understand what a flipped classroom is, you must first define what a normal class is. In a traditional class, you would sit at your desk for 20 to 30 minutes while you listen to your teacher lecture. As you're listening, you'd be copying the notes from the board or PowerPoint as fast as you can. Your mind begins to wander, you have to go to the bathroom, or someone is annoyingly tapping their pencil on their desk. Your hand is cramping. There are so many distractions. On top of that, you have absolutely no time to process what you're being taught. Once the lesson is over, you're given a worksheet, you get started. Before you know it, the bell rings. You grab your books and shove them in a locker and move on to your next class, pushing what you've just learned to the back of your mind. You pass through all your classes in the same manner, and finally, it's time to go home. Once you're home, you have to do your chores and then eat dinner. Then you finally have time to start your homework. You pull out the worksheet that you have crammed at the bottom of your bag, smooth it out. You look at the worksheet for a moment and you realize that you don't really remember what it's about. You decide to take out your notes to refresh your memory. But you can't really read them because you had to write them so quickly before the slide changed. You do the best you can to answer the questions on your worksheet, but you really don't feel confident of your work. You go to class the next day and you turn in your assignment. Your teacher moves on to a new lesson and eventually you get your graded worksheet back. Now your grade suffers. You obviously didn't understand the worksheet and you're given more to do on an entirely different lesson. If you have ever felt like this before, you're in luck because this year will be different. This year, you are going to be a part of the flipped classroom where the lesson and the homework are flipped and you get the help you need while you're in the classroom. Now, you probably want to know what a flipped classroom looks like. In the flipped classroom, you watch lectures at home on a video. The videos are usually between 10 to 15 minutes, and many of the videos that you are assigned to watch are less than 10. While you're watching the video, you take notes with a guided notes packet that will be provided. The great thing about getting your lecture from my videos is that you can pause, rewind, and make sure that you get everything written down as quickly or as slowly as you need. If you didn't understand something, you can go back and re-watch it. You will be watching me work practice problems before trying it out for yourself. You will then have the time you need to think about what you just learned and try and understand it. After watching the video, you will write a short summary and any question you still have. The following day, you will come to class and get into a small group and discuss what you've learned the night before. Sometimes you will do an activity with your group. Sometimes you will work independently. And I will be circulating around the room while you do your work to check your video assignment. During this time, I will also check to see that you understood the information from the video and answer any questions that you still have. You will get one-on-one help from me every day as well as help from your classmates. If you're struggling with a lesson, you can get help before we move on to a new concept. When we're ready for a test, you can go back and watch any of the videos to prepare yourself and refresh your memory even after We have moved on. Now we'll take a look at what the flipped classroom will look like for us. You'll be given a guided notes packet and a syllabus for each chapter. The syllabus outlines what objectives we'll be covering as well as the dates for tests and quizzes. After you have watched the video and completed the notes at home, you will come to class and complete the activity if there is one, and the assignment to go along with that lesson. The worksheet assignment will not count for points. It's a tool for you to practice until the concept's mastered. It's important to complete the majority of this assignment because you'll get to use it on your daily homework quizzes or DHQs. Homework answers can be found on the Moodle site, but it doesn't benefit you just to copy. DHQs are a short 4 to 6 question, mostly multiple choice quiz that will be used to check for understanding. It is counted for a grade. The DHQ will be given at the beginning of the class after the questions have been answered over the lesson it pertains to. Block day quizzes are longer than mastery quizzes, and we open note. It is another reason to make sure to take quality notes. No notes or assignments may be used on the chapter tests. There are no retakes or corrections allowed. It's very important to practice, take notes, study, and be prepared for tests. The flipped classroom allows you to take greater responsibility for your learning. You are in high school, so it's time to start taking responsibility for yourself and your actions. It's a very important skill that all adults must be successful at. As a result, your interaction in the flipped classroom, you'll become a better communicator and learner. You'll get more one-on-one help from a teacher whose main goal is to help you succeed. You'll spend more time applying and processing skills that you learned in class. You'll become better prepared for college and career and whatever lies beyond that. Because the flipped classroom requires technology, you'll have the opportunity to learn using the internet and use tools that will open doors that you never knew existed. If you don't have access to the internet at home, you can go to the library and use a computer. You can come to my classroom before or after school, or I can provide you with a flash drive or DVD if needed. I'm very excited to have you in class and look forward to a great year together.